Hey there, it's Josie here, and you're listening to the Yoga Local podcast, which I'm recording here from our studio here in Wellingborough. Really big welcome to anyone who's new, and don't worry if you're not in Wellingborough, there's a lot of value in these podcasts. And also, I want to just let you know straight off the bat that we also have an online component to this studio. It's basically your studio in your pocket. It's on the go, on-demand classes, live streaming as well is available, and also all the teachings that are going to support you into taking action towards your goals, using traditional teachings, using traditional methods, using the science of yoga, which has proven results to get us to where we want to be. So if that's something that inspires you, then please, jump into this podcast, and because this month we're really drilling down on the idea of taking action. It's important, especially after maybe a busy summer where we may have let our practice lapse, or maybe we're just feeling like we're never quite fulfilling on those goals that we set for ourselves, and that can leave quite a damaging effect on our confidence, our self-confidence and our self-belief. The quicker that we get back to our mats and recognize that, it's just maybe a deviation from the path, and it doesn't mean we can't get back on track. So this is for everyone, and particularly anyone whose practice may have lapsed here, and they're feeling nervous about coming back or feeling judged about being absent for a while. Just know that we miss you, first of all, if you have lapsed, and of course we're going to love to have you back. So the quicker you get back to the mat, dust it off, the quicker you get back to your mat and take action, the quicker that you'll get back on the path of feeling yourself, of being yourself, of creating the framework, the landscapes, the methods, and the discipline to get you to where you want to go. And that is my goal as a yoga teacher, is to bring these teachings as they were meant to be taught, to lead you into a state of self-excellence, growth, potential. That is what yoga promises. So in yoga, there is the yoga of action. It's known as Kriya Yoga, and it's outlined in the Yoga Sutra by Patanjali. It has 3 parts to it, which is tapas, discipline, svadhyaya, apologies if that's a really bad pronouncement or pronunciation, but that's self-study, the ability to reflect on our practices during and after, and Ishvara Pranidhana, which is another word to get your mouth around, but it's a sense of surrendering or merging with something bigger than you are. So quite a big meaty topic, and will take you into areas that you may not have explored before, but when we start to explore these teachings in a way that's relevant, brings them to life through practice, they start to become more and more part of how you live your life, how you start to set yourself up, both in practice and on your mat. But also, this is important that we understand these practices is not to become better at doing some posture on the mat in yoga, but we use them to help us to evolve and grow. And anything that we do on the mat is in service to ourselves as a soul self, and therefore it's in service to each and every one of us, on the planet, in the universe. Because when we make that call, when we make that decision to work on ourselves and to grow, it's a way of honoring life. It's a way of honoring your life and being part of nature. So anyway, big topic, the yoga of action, Kriya Yoga. So what does this mean for you? Well, again, we will be exploring these 3 aspects of Kriya Yoga. Tapas, which also kind of works with tejas. Tapas is the discipline, and then tejas is the result of doing tapas. So this is not being like being rigid or being I'm not going to start to bring in any feelings of hierarchy, right? This is about showing up for yourself and finding that discipline within yourself. The practices are going to hold us in the essence of tapas and start to remind ourselves that we have got what it takes to be disciplined and to show up for ourselves and do the work, do the hard work. Sometimes it is hard work. A lot of the time it's hard work. And then tejas is the result of that discipline, because it gives us that luminosity, it gives us that light, it gives us that new perspective on ourselves that, okay, right, this is something that is within my capacity, and let's explore it some more. So then we kind of move into the self-study aspect. So again, I've just kind of explained that a little bit. You know, we have the discipline, we have the luminosity, the tejas, and then we have the self-study and that ability to kind of reflect on our actions, how we're taking action, whether it's in service to ourselves or whether it's something that's moving us away from our goals and our dreams. And then that third aspect, Ishvara Pranidhana, when we start to remember that we are in service to, you know, to nature. We are part of nature, born in nature, of nature, and our actions, our deeds, and our thoughts, when we connect to that part of us that is whole, naturally start to become good, solid, right actions. We become a force for good in the world. So I'm going to invite you to take action and work towards your goals through these three aspects of Kriya Yoga, which are outlined in the Yoga Sutra by Patanjali. Again, nothing here is made up. It's not creatively presented in that it's something that I think will entertain you or feed in that desire for just constant stimulation. This is traditional practices passed on over thousands of years, not mine, but they are coming through me because basically I've done some training that has enabled me to offer these teaching to you, and I'm also practicing this myself. So if that is something that you think is valuable, right? If you want practices that actually lead you to an outcome that makes you feel more disciplined, more able to take action, to understand yourself more so that you can show up as a more rounded whole person that is going to really contribute to the world in a positive way. And it doesn't have to be something like saving the planet. It's just contributing to your family, contributing to your workplace, contributing to your friends, right? These things really matter, and we've lost touch with those kinds of ideas of what it is to be a successful human being, with all the objectification of, success and needing things and having status and high roles. This is not about that. This is about taking action to become the best version of you that you could possibly be in service to everyone else. So let's embrace Kriya Yoga. Let's embrace tapas, tejas, the self-study aspect of practice, and then going into, the meaty area of surrendering and touching in on that part of us that is deeply connected, because that is really what's going to give you that capacity to show up every day, because it becomes less of something just purely for you, but something that you can see is really having a wider impact on your environment. Okay, so as I mentioned at the beginning, we are based in Wellingborough, which is not the mecca of yoga by any means. We have a great solid community, and the reason for that is because we offer practice in a consistent way. Every month we touch in on something else that is going to support us in our growth, using the original teachings, using the traditional teachings, the practices all having been skillfully and intentionally and intentionally sequenced, intelligently sequenced. That's the word I was looking for. So yeah, both of those words, intelligently and intentionally sequenced, so that we can move forward. So if you feel like you've been bouncing around, not really quite getting to grip with your life, your practice, and you want some real discipline in your life and real methods and real science that's going to underpin the time that you spend working in your on your mat, then I encourage you to check us out. We are currently looking to recruit members into our app. If you become a member here, you're automatically going to become a member in our app, and in there we support you with even more resources which will keep you on track. And just a reminder that one of those is our habit tracker and journal bundle, where you are encouraged to keep a record of your progress, and just use that as motivation to keep on the path, to keep following through on those promises you make to yourself. So yeah, check us out in the app. If you are local, we happen to be local, come and check us out. We're at Nen Court, Wellingborough, that's just off the embankment. And get started. And if you've been missing for a while, remember, we miss you. We'd love to welcome you back. It's time to take action, dust down your mat and come back and see us. Okay, that's all for now. Take care. Bye-bye.